At the beginning of the story we see the city of Edo in Japan. This city was called the land of samurai warriors, but soon strange animals named Amentos entered this city and changed the map of the place. After some time, a fierce war broke out between Amentos and humans in which these dangerous creatures were determined to destroy the entire human race. Then some samurai warriors gathered and took the responsibility of fighting the Amentos and driving them out of the earth, but in this fierce war many samurais of this group were martyred, but despite this, these aliens were so afraid of the samurais that they even banned the use of swords on humans. Humans had to accept the conditions of these aliens to save their lives. After this we see a samurai named Shinpachi who started working in a restaurant after the ban on swords, but the problem was that he had trouble doing everyday work. One day his boss asked him to give milk to two tigers sitting on the table, but a tiger deliberately threw Shinpachi on the ground and then ran away with him. When Shinpachi was cleaning the milk, that tiger alien pushed him away. Seeing this, another samurai present there, Jintoki, got angry. Jintoki hit the tiger hard on his chest and made him unconscious. Seeing this, the other tiger understood that Jintoki was a samurai, so he accused Jintoki of roaming around with a sword. Then Jintoki said that it was just a wooden sword and it was enough to defeat both of them. Soon both of them became friends and started living by doing small jobs for people along with a girl named Kagura. One day they heard the news of a strange beetle, which would get a lot of reward if found. Now the three of them set out towards the forest to find it, where they saw a man named Kodo. At this time his whole body was covered with honey and he was standing in the forest like a statue. Actually, beetles like honey a lot. In this affair he was thinking that as soon as the beetle comes near him, he will catch it. Well, Shinpachi and his friends found this trick quite stupid, so they went ahead for their mission without wasting any time. After going some distance, they found another man who was putting mayonnaise on the trees to lure the beetle. Going further, they saw a very big beetle hanging on top of a tree. It was much bigger in size than they had thought, but still Kagura made it fall on the ground with her powerful attack. But then it was revealed that it was not a real beetle but a boy named Okita who was hanging in the disguise of a beetle because he also had to call the beetle to him. In a few moments all the people searching for the beetle reached there in a group. Soon a debate started among everyone as to who would catch the beetle first. Then suddenly that golden-colored beetle came flying there, then Shinpachi and his friends ran after him first. At the same moment the rest of the people also started following him and soon they reached the village through the forests. Then Kondo's eyes fell on a girl named Tai, in whose love he was absolutely crazy, and that is why he suddenly started running after her. She looked very innocent but in reality she was very angry. As soon as Kodo came close to her, Tai hit him with a baseball bat and threw him away. After this we see a boy named Kaduro who had also supported those samurais in the war. Kaduro was with his big bird named Elizabeth at that time when his eyes fell on his old friend Jintoki. He saw that a group of people was following Jintoki. He understood that Jintoki was in trouble, so he came in between and broke the bones of those people. All of them took out their weapons and soon a fierce fight started. All of them attacked Kaduro together, but Kaduro single-handedly defeated them all. Here Kaduro was beating all the other people who were looking for the beetle, and their Jintoki along with his friends ran to the beetle. Now that golden beetle had no way to escape, and then suddenly a very big fish like a frog came out of the pond and took out the beetle alive. Seeing this, all three were very disappointed because their hard work had gone waste. That night a boy named Nijo died. A man came to Kaduro and said that my sword is thirsty for the blood of a samurai warrior like you. When Kaduro saw his sword, he understood that this is not an ordinary sword, something is wrong. Kaduro tried to save his life from the attack of Nizu's sword, but Nizu broke it into pieces in one stroke. The next day this news spread like fire. When Elizabeth saw the dead body of her master Kaduro, she immediately went to Jintoki and his friends to ask for help. On their questioning, Elizabeth started crying bitterly. Just then Jintoki heard the voice of a customer, so he went to meet them. He met a man named Tatsuya who had come with his sister Titsu. Tatsuya could not hear from one ear, that is why he used to talk loudly, while his sister sat absolutely silent. Tatsuya told Jintoki that the priceless sword made by his family has been stolen. He also said that as soon as this sword comes in the moonlight, it starts glowing red, but humans cannot use this extremely dangerous sword. Maybe when Tatsuya's father made this sword, he died a month later, and since then whoever touched this sword died. Tatsuya believed that this is a cursed sword which captures the soul of humans. Now Tatsuya wanted Jintoki to find this sword and bring it back. Jintoki asked some questions to Tatsuya, on which his sister started saying that it is heard only when spoken to loudly. After this, he went near Tatsuya's ears and started shouting loudly, but it was Tatsuya's healthy ear and he punched him hard and asked him to speak softly. On the other hand, Elizabeth brought Shinpachi and Kagura to the bridge where Kaguro was murdered and showed them Kaguro's blood-stained bag. Then Kagura made her big dog Sada Aru smell Kaguro's blood-stained bag and rode on it and went to find the murderer. On the other hand, Jintoki, after meeting Tatsuya, met Okita. Okita told him about the swordsman who is taking the lives of the people of the city. He told that there is a red glow in his sword, and on hearing this, Jinoki understood that this is the same sword which was stolen from Tatsuya's house. Here Shinpachi and Elizabeth were busy in their search when suddenly a villager came in front of them. He did not like the intentions of Shinpachi and Elizabeth, so he asked them to leave from there, but at the same moment Niju came there and cut that man into pieces with his sword. Then Elizabeth tried to save Shinpachi, but Nizu killed him too. Now Nizu was about to kill Shinpachi too, but at the right time Jintoki reached there and snatched the sword from Nizu's hands. Then Jinoki came to know that Niju had also killed his friend Kaguro. At the same time, a fierce battle started between the two. Then Niju tried to kill Jintoki with the power of his sword, but Jintoki defended himself with his wooden sword, but in the process he fell down from the bridge, but even then Jintoki did not give up and kept fighting. But in the end Niju stabbed the cursed sword in his stomach. When Shinpachi saw this, he gathered courage and cut off one of Niju's arms. Soon Okita reached there with the rest of the samurais. Then Niju realized that he would not be able to fight them all, so he ran away from there. Jintoki had lost a lot of blood, so Shinpachi and Okita took Jintoki to the hospital. After this we see that when Kondo was practicing his swordsmanship, Okita and Tashi went to meet him. They informed Kondo that Takasaki, who was the most powerful warrior in the war with the aliens, has returned to Edo City as Niju's partner. Their plan was to gather very dangerous warriors and form their own group and then capture this entire place. At night, Kagura and Sadu saw a ship while moving. On the roof of the ship, Kagura saw a man who was playing music. Kagura went behind him and raised her umbrella towards him and said that if he did not turn back, then she would kill him, but as soon as he turned, Kagura realized that this was a very dangerous man. At that moment, firing started from all sides and Kagura had to run to save her life. Mitaka was behind this firing along with Nage. Kagura reached Mitaka while hiding and now both of them were standing with guns pointed at each other. Then Kagura distracted Mitaka and kicked him and made him unconscious. Then as soon as she started running, many samurai surrounded her from all sides, but no one was her match. Kagura defeated everyone one by one with the help of her chest, but in the end Mitaka shot her from behind, but Kagura was still alive and she was not ready to accept defeat at all. She shot Mitaka and ran away and finally reached a secret room. Soon Mitaka came there and said that now Kagura has seen this place, so now she will not leave her alive at any cost. In a few moments, firing was expected. A voice is heard. Then the next morning when Jintoki woke up, he was in his house and Tai was taking care of him. It was Tai's responsibility to ensure that Jintoki did not get up from his bed until he was completely fine. Jintoki wanted to go to help Shinpachi and Kagura, so he got up, but Tai stopped him with his special weapon. On the other hand, Shinpachi was searching for Kagura on the streets, then he found Sadaharu. Sadaharu brought him to the ship, then Shinpachi understood that Kagura is inside. When Shinpachi tried to go inside, a samurai chased him away from there. Then Shinpachi made a new plan to enter the ship, but he did not know that Niju is present in this ship. Inside the ship, Mitaka was telling Niju that now your hand is cut, then Niju got angry and grabbed Mitaka with the help of the powers of that special sword. After some time he released Mitaka and said that even after losing one of his arms, he is the strongest. On the other hand, Jintoki, when the doorbell rang, Tai opened the door. Tatsuko was at the door. On hearing her voice, Jintoki asked her to come inside and started preparing to run away from the house. But then he found a paper written by Tai in his clothes on which it was written that while returning, please bring my umbrella back. Tai already knew that Jinto was going out. Now Jintoki went out and first of all met an old man so that he could take a powerful weapon and fight his enemies. He was already badly injured, so now he needed a powerful weapon. Then the old man gave him a big fruit and said that as soon as you eat it, your whole body will turn into rubber. But Jintoki was not interested in such power. Then the old man said that yes, this fruit is also fake. You will become mad and will turn into rubber. Now Jintoki did not have any special weapon to win over his enemies, but still he left to help Tatsuko. On the other hand, Kagura was being crucified on that ship. Mitaka and Takashi tried to interrogate him, but Kagura did not believe him. Kagura did not say a word about his friends, instead he vomited a lot on all of them. Then Mitaka, filled with anger, picked up the gun to shoot Kagura once again, but Shinpachi arrived there at the right time and said that he would save Kagura's life. When Mitaka asked where his companions were, Shinpachi said that he had come alone. Mitaka now proceeded to beat him badly, and at the same time suddenly the pirates attacked the ship and everyone got busy fighting them. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Shinpachi released Kagura and then both of them together went in search of Kuduro. Meanwhile, the Shinsengumi men had entered the ship, but their captain remained outside with Okita and Tashi. The captain said that as long as the three of them are with him, he is not afraid of dying. Now he jumped to enter the ship and fell straight into the sea. His companions also went ahead for the mission without saving him. In a short time Jintoki reached there with Taitsuko. He gave a sword to Jintoki which he had made himself so that Jintoki could fight that cursed sword. Now they had to find out how to reach the ship. At the same time the old man whom Jintoki had met came there and gave them a flying board. There was a continuous fight going on in the ship. Niju came in front of Okita and Tashi. They said to arrest Niju because he had spread terror by killing innocent people of Edo City. Okita attacked him with his bazooka but Niju broke his bullet into two parts with his sword. Then Okita and Tashi realized that this was not an ordinary sword. Now Okita left Tashi there to die and ran away immediately. On the other hand, Shinpachi and Kagura found a lab in the ship in which many swords like that cursed sword were kept. In a few moments Takasuji reached there and ran to kill them. At the same time, Elizabeth came and attacked Takasuji by firing a machine gun from her beak. By trapping Takasuji she saved her friends. When asked to run away from here, Takasuji beheaded Elizabeth and Kuduro came out of the costume. Seeing him, Takasuji got scared and ran away. Shinpachi and Kagura asked Kuduro to chase him. Both of them stayed back to fight Mitaka and Takashi. On the other hand, Tashi was facing Niju. Although both of them were fighting fiercely, he could not stand in front of the cursed sword for long. At the same time, Jintoki arrived in the ship and asked Tashi to go after Takasuji. Now Jintoki himself moved forward to face Niju, but in the very first attack, Niju attacked Jintoki's wounds. But Jintoki proved that his wounds will not be able to stop him. In a short time his ability increased to the level of that cursed sword. Now that sword had completely captured Niju's body. A few minutes after this fierce fight, Jintoki made a dangerous attack on Niju's arm, after which he was unable to lift his sword. Realizing that there was nothing left to be done, the cursed sword took full control of Niju and he took out his arms like stars and attacked Jintoki. Meanwhile, inside the ship, Shinpachi was facing his enemy for the first time in his life and Takashi tried to take advantage of his fear. Mitaka was also continuously firing bullets at Kagura, but Kagura escaped from the bullets every time. She was so fast that she caught the bullets in the air itself. Then she threw Mitaka on the ground and just as she was about to kill him, Niju fell down from the roof. Now he had taken the form of a demon and Jintoki was lying unconscious after getting trapped in his clutches. Niju now had no control over his body and that sword was now making him attack his own companion Takashi. Then Mitaka retaliated but she was also killed by Niju. Now Niju's body was completely absorbed in that sword. Then he made a blade from his wire so that he could kill Jintoki, but at the same time Tetsuko also attacked him with the sword she made. At the same time, Kagura and Shinpachi helped her in defeating Niju, but Niju got free again and attacked Tetsuko. To save his sister's life, Tatsuya jumped in front at the right time and risked his own life. Meanwhile, Jintoki regained consciousness and he picked up his sword and made a final attack on that cursed sword, but his own sword broke into two pieces, but his attack was so dangerous that the demon inside Niju was killed and that cursed sword freed Niju. Finally, after being injured by the sword made by Tetsuko, Niju's soul got salvation and it flew in the air like pink petals. Finally, after Niju's death, Kuduro explained to Takasuji that he should give up his intention of destroying Edo, but then suddenly an alien pig caught him. Soon many more Amantos also arrived on the ship. As soon as Okita and Tashi met Jintoki, Jintoki quickly killed them. He soon asked his friends to escape from the ship. After this, he started looking for Takasuji. He was surprised to see that the Takasuji who had once supported him in the war against Amantos had joined Amantos today. At the same time, a huge explosion suddenly occurred, taking advantage of which Kuduro freed himself from the clutches of the aliens. Then Mitaka and Takashi came to their senses and came to save their companions, but Takasuji asked them to leave from here because he knew that in the end he would have to face Jintoki and he decided to fight this fight beforehand. Soon a fight broke out between them but both of them were better than each other. Then they decided to leave the swords and fight with their hands. Jintoki caught his enemy and slammed him on a metal plate. After this dangerous attack, both of them did not have the strength to fight. Well, still Jintoki picked up his sword to end the fight and decided to kill his childhood friend, but he stopped for a few moments. He hesitated and then there was a new explosion. Now Takashi got down from the ship with Takasuji, and Kuduro told Jintoki that he had placed a bomb there, and now in a few moments the entire ship will be destroyed. Then Kuduro dragged Jintoki and jumped into the sea, but at the same time Elizabeth came with a parachute and saved his life. In a few moments there was a huge explosion in which the entire ship was destroyed. Finally Jintoki and his friend reached the city safely with Elizabeth. So how did you like this strange story? Do tell us in the comments. See you in the next video. Rate us.